I'm working on my friend Gina's 2024 Kia. Say hi, Gina.
Hi.
And what I'm doing is swapping out all of these silver emblems for black emblem. So this emblem just has adhesive backing on it, so we've got to get this off to put the new one on. We're probably going to use a couple different tools, like this one, maybe this one, probably this one. But I'll tell you more about that later. I'm going to start from the bottom. And just see if we can get this to loosen up. Oh yeah, it's coming off pretty well actually. I'm just working my way around. And if you move it a little bit back and forth like that, kind of in a sawing motion, it works best. Don't try and rush this. There's no need. It's off. You can see some of the tape has remained here. We're going to need to clean this off really well before we put the new piece on. So the first thing I'm going to try to get this off is just rubbing this glue with my fingernail, with my thumb, turning little snot balls. See how much we can get off that way before I've put any sort of chemical on here. Problem with chemicals is this grill is made out of plastic. You never know what the chemical is going to do to the plastic. If it were metal, I'd be a lot less concerned. But it's not metal. You can also probably try soapy water. Let's try a little bit of simple green on here. Yes, WD-40 might work. I'm not trying to spray chemicals on the plastic. Because it's a 2024 and it's not mine. Right, you get the WD-40 off. You gotta... Everything you add to it is more you got to get off later. Again, if you're not in a rush, it kind of comes off by doing this. I mean, if you have well manicured fingers, this probably won't work for you. But if you got hands that look like sandpaper, it'll work. Well, that's a little difficult to see now that there's no emblem on it. But we use some isopropyl alcohol. That got rid of the rest of the residue. We use a little bit of simple green to make sure there's nothing else left on there. Now we're going to install the new emblem. Now this is a whole kit and it was purchased from eBay. I will put a link in the description. You want to make sure that you're using the one that's got FR on it for front. There is one for the rear as well. We're just going to take this out of here. It has this plastic cover on it. You want to leave that on and line this up. Alright, so once you've got it lined up, go ahead and push it down. Keep the plastic on while you're pressing that in. You don't scratch it. There it is. That is a big difference. That really changes the look of the front of this vehicle a lot. Now we just need to do the back. Now this emblem, although easy to replace, is a little bit different than the front. We don't have a nice grill to tell us where it goes. So what we're going to do is just take some tape, put it underneath it. Another piece of tape. Put it beside it. So now when we get this emblem off, we'll just put this emblem right back in the corner. And you want to make sure you're using a plastic tool like this one so that you don't scratch the paint. And that just popped right off. How nice. That was a lot easier than I was expecting. There's a little tiny bit of residue here, so I'm just going to hit it. A little bit of alcohol. And then prep the rest of that a little bit. Hopefully the one we're putting on is going to stick a little bit better, because that probably would have come off in about 50,000 miles. All right, we're just going to line it up with the tape, and I'll probably end up blocking the camera, but I think you get the picture. Just like that. Done. Next up, I'm going to replace this emblem. I'm going to do the same thing with the tape. For good measure, I'm going to get this side as well. Using this plastic tool again, start taking this off. Now I do have this tool, which is made out of metal. We've also got some dental floss we're going to try. As the internet says dental floss works, but it did exactly what I thought it was going to do and broke. I'm just going to saw it back and forth a little. Be sure you're pulling with the emblem. Oh, what a mess. Okay, we've got a lot of tape to get off here. So just using my fingers comes off pretty well. And the nice thing about this is you're not going to scratch the paint by just using your fingers like this. If you start bringing out a scraper or a razor blade or something, you're going to cause damage to the paint. We don't want that, especially if it's not your car. Okay, let me work on this. We'll be right back. And we're going to put this on, going right between the tape. I'm going to take this off. And we're going to take the padding out of here as well. You really only got one good shot with this stuff, so make sure you get it lined up exactly how you want it. There it is. Is that the look you wanted?
Yes, I love it. It looks beautiful.
9 more to go. All right, we are putting our tape on here. I think we're going to run right along the top as well. Putting tape in between and around all of the letters. Yep. We are all taped up, and I am going to take these off one at a time and replace them one at a time. I'm not going to take them all off. I could do that, but I'd safer not to. But you might want to do that. I don't. We do the same method. We're going to get it started with this. These are small enough, I might be able to get the whole thing off with just this. Oh yeah. Yeah. There you go. There's the T. And there is some residue here, so we'll clean up the residue, put the T back on, then we'll move on to the E, the L, the L. You get the picture. Be right back. Time for the final reveal. Ta-da! The tools that are coming handy for this job. Roll of tape, And then either this kind of plastic chisel, which works really well. You can use this. This worked really well on just these letters. Pop them right off. Same with this emblem over here. For the bigger emblem, you'll really want to use this wire tool and saw it back and forth. If we're cleaning off the residue and dirt, I used some Simple Green. I used isopropyl alcohol. I used the Simple Green first, and then I used the alcohol. I let the alcohol air dry, and then put the new emblems on right afterward.